somebody.
Hello, somebody. Talk to me now. I'm on Hunt Hilly. That must be big time, man. If I'm on the Hunt Hilly show, you know what I'm saying? One of the two coolest dudes in the world, baby.
If I know one thing, it's that you're big time. That's one thing that I definitely know. Big Fave, Marlon Favorite, joining us here on the Hunt and Hill show. All right, Fave, let's go back to the McNeese game. What'd you see?
I saw a defensive line. I want to start with positives.
Yep.
I saw a defensive line that's getting better. You can tell they're being coached by a guy that got 80-plus sacks in the NFL because I'm starting to see, especially Mason Smith. For a young guy, he's the one that really caught my attention, guys. Just being able to be that explosive early on as a freshman says a lot. So the defense is the main thing I saw last week that really stood out.
I want to talk about the defensive line with you there. Can you take something from that against an FCS team like McNeese? I mean, you've played in games like that where LSU's just bigger, faster, stronger, more capable. But did you see something technically that said, hey, yeah, it's McNeese, but it still matters?
Yeah, I saw the technical things I like. It really, I mean, most folks want to call a McNeese game a glorified practice. It was still a game. They had to prepare. They had to go out there and execute the game plan. So the fact that they went out there and they executed the game plan against what most would say a lesser talent, it still showed a lot. With the linebacking core, I wanted to see improvements in D. Clark. I wanted to see more consistency with gap securing from the defensive line, and I was able to see that. So it was some times we played a big Florida game, but at the time, not now, Tulane would come up on the schedule, and we would get our shine on against Tulane. It was still preparing, and the sack still went in the sack record book. They didn't say, "Oh, that sack don't count. You got it against Tulane." It still was game on.
So, Marlon, if you were the defensive coordinator, what two linebackers you think gives this defense the best chance to play really well at a high level?
I think Damone Clark and Michael Baskerville. Those guys are tackling machines. They run sideline to sideline. Baskerville is someone who's always been consistent in the run game. I think that's something that really stands out to me. And after that big game, and Jeremy, you know this. You're a Super Bowl champion running back. When Charbonnet and I forget the other kid's name for UCLA. Yes, they ran it on us, Hunt. They did a good job. So if I'm watching film from LSU's first two games, I'm licking my chops on putting together running packages to go against LSU. And I think those two guys, when they're in the game, particularly at the same time, they give us a really excellent chance at stopping the run and some support in the underneath passing game.
When it comes to Neil Farrell and Joseph Evans as starters at defensive tackle, and then you look behind them at Jaquelin Roy and Mason Smith, I know you like a rotation, but how would you run that rotation? Who would you start? Who would you play the majority of the snaps?
Majority of the snaps I would give to Neil Farrell and Jaquelin Roy on the inside. My next group would be Mason Smith and also Joseph Evans. Joe Evans on that second wave. Now, the way we used to do it, we would either go 1.5 series or 2 series, and then we would rotate the whole group. On the edge, I like both Gay and B.J. Aguilari on that side, and then, of course, Andre Anthony locking it down. That's how I would do it. So my first 4 starters would be Andre Anthony, Jaquelin Roy. I would have Nick Farrell play the for sure nose, put Jaquelin at 3, and then I would put Ali Gay on the edge when healthy.
All right, let's move to the offensive side. How do they get the run game going?
The offensive line has to block better, Hunt, and I don't mean to just stick with the line. They have to run better. We're definitely missing John Emery. My prayers that everything works out well with that. As his family is definitely fighting an appeal to get him back. But we have to, as an offensive line, we have experienced guys, and Hunt, you and I talked about this last week, getting some guys back this week that wasn't healthy for McNeese. But even when we had all our guys, we just looked too soft coming off the offensive line, and that's what they need to hear that, right? They need to hear. You know how it was. If somebody said, "Oh man, LSU running game such and such." Well, wouldn't really like that when Jay Hill was there. Hello, talk to me now. But the point I'm making is that motivates you. You feel played. You feel some type of way if somebody's saying you blocking soft. You're not coming off soft. If that offensive line come off and they play extremely aggressive, block well, have great blocking assignments, I don't care who's at running back. If y'all want to, y'all go put me back there running back. You know what I'm saying? I run that thing back. Talk to me now, Hunt. But at the end of the day, that's what it all really boils down to: the offensive line comboing and climbing up to that next level, blocking. And it doesn't matter who we're playing against. We need to execute that for sure.
Coach O talked about going a lot faster this week. Do you think that'll help this offense out?
I do. I think faster tempo will help the offense out because it'll help them develop a rhythm. So moving quick not only keeps the defenders off their feet, but it also you got to make sure you got the 110s in this week with Moffitt, though. Get your breath, because that no-huddle offense or high-tempo offense could get you. But I think that gives them an opportunity to really catch the defenders off guard. So I like that idea.
Big Fave, Marlon Favorite, joining us here on Hunt and Hill, will be my co-host on LSU Game Day, presented by CST, tomorrow at 4:30 from between the ramps of the PMAC out there on the campus of LSU. Fave, what do you make of Max's play thus far?
I like it. I like his play thus far. He gives us an opportunity to not only he scans the field pretty good. He hits his targets when he needs to. He could take less risks, right? We saw him take some risks. But given the fact that the offensive line isn't playing up to their capability, I think he's making it do what it does. And when you have Keyshawn Boutte in your receiving core, that helps too. So he's so far so good for Max.
How do you think Jake Peace has done as an offensive coordinator for this offense thus far?
He's developing. I think what I mean by developing is this is his first year doing it. We are coming off, like everyone else, off of a COVID season and still in a COVID season. So being able to, really implement your philosophy to help out the team, play to the best of the potential, something we're still trying to get going. And then when you don't have your running back core the way you usually have it, it limits what you can do. I love how he utilizes tight end Jack Best. I had a chance to see that kid play against my oldest son, Kentrell, 2 years in a row. They lost to them in the state championship, and that kid does it all. So I like the fact that he utilizes his tight end, and then we'll just have to continue to watch and see how everything goes.
Now let's talk a little bit of Central Michigan, Fave. Jacob Sermon's their quarterback. He's 6'5", 230 pounds, stands in the pocket. Missouri sacked him 9 times. You're a defensive lineman. What's the game plan tomorrow?
Oh, we run it all kind of games tomorrow. Twist, a little knot, a little con, inside pressure. I might drop a defensive lineman and send a linebacker. We're going to do everything we can to at least match those numbers. That's a sack game, baby.
What's your key to the game going to be tomorrow?
Key to the game is up front, Hunt. Offensively, we have to block better on the offensive line. We have to have good pass pro protection. When we do go to the air, whether it's short, third and short pass, long pass, we have to be effective. In defense, just continue to try your hardest to not give up too many big plays. We've noticed in the first 2 games, particularly the first game, I should say, they got us on a couple of big plays, and it seemed like we lost our momentum. So that's going to be important that everyone just play assignment football and handle their business.
Show up with the charge phone tomorrow, Fave.
I'm going to try. You know how that is. Phone be ringing, man.
We'll see you tomorrow, Big Fave. Travel safe.
Will do, brother. See y'all tomorrow.